Anchors Sarah Robbins and Anthony Mitchell. The weather team, Taylor Wells and Stephen Molitor. And sports with Ben Schill. You're watching KLTY Quality News at 9.
An Urbandale man and his family are now homeless after falling victim to a house fire last night. Good evening, I'm Sarah Robbins.
And I'm Anthony Mitchell.
You're watching KLTY Quality News at 9. In our top story tonight, John Klein of Urbandale called 911 around 10:50 last night to report that his house was on fire. Kirsten Furch is reporting from Urbandale.
By the time the firefighters arrived, the fire was out of control. The Urbandale fire chief said that when they arrived, there were 30 to 35 mile-per-hour winds, causing the fire to quickly spread throughout the home. KLTY was able to acquire a portion of Klein's dramatic 911 call.
Okay, John, I need you to talk to me, okay? Take a deep breath for me. Where is the fire at?
Down in my lower level fireplace.
Lower level fireplace?
Yeah. Okay, that would be the southeast end of the house.
Behind these gates, not much of the house is left. The cause of the fire has not been determined, but they assume it was accidental. However, Klein was recently hit with a major lawsuit of $4.5 million, which is causing investigators to take a closer look. I'm KLTY reporter Kirsten Furch.
Thanks, Kirsten. Tune in the rest of this week for more on this story.
Let's send it to our chief meteorologist, Stephen Molitor, for a preview of our weather this week.
Thanks, Anthony and Sarah. It looks like spring is finally here, and we'll be enjoying mild temperatures for most of the week. We'll have your full forecast coming up for you, so stay tuned.
Thanks, Stephen. Looks like I'll finally be able to put my winter coat away.
Yeah, I think everyone would be pretty happy about that.
But in international news, while the weather in Africa may also be looking nice, the health conditions are rapidly deteriorating. Reporter Jack Menner has an update from Africa.
Thanks, Sarah. Cholera has been eliminated in the United States for over 100 years. But in Zimbabwe, an epidemic is raging. Over 12,000 cholera cases and 500 deaths have been reported since August of 2008. According to the World Health Organization, the disease is caused by the ingestion of infected food or water and is usually attributed to poor sanitary and sewage conditions. Cholera results in severe dehydration, and while the disease is curable, it can be fatal if treatment is not quickly administered. Zimbabwe's president, Robert Mugabe, has failed to acknowledge the outbreak in his country. This only adds to the long list of humanitarian crises. Inflation rates are at record levels. Cholera vaccines are not available in the United States, and travel to Zimbabwe is not recommended. From Harare, I'm Jack Menner. Back to you, Anthony and Sarah.
Thanks, Jack. A group of 9 Muslims were detained at Reagan National Airport after overheard discussing the safest place to sit on the plane. After being removed, Atif Irfan and his family were questioned and cleared by the FBI. AirTran Airway refused to rebook their flight. This incident has sparked the issue of Muslim prejudice within air travel.
The beluga whales of the Alaskan Cook Inlet have recently been declared an endangered species. Whale population dropped from 653 to 347 between 1994 and 1998. There are at least 18 potential factors that threaten the whales, including unnatural noise pollution, poaching, and oil spills. Biologists say now that the whales have been declared endangered, the first steps can be made towards saving the species.
2 Roosevelt High School students are being treated for injury after falling from a second-story window. At approximately 12:50 p.m., a single window pane shattered, causing both to fall to the ground below. Witnesses say that they were apparently play fighting. Both are currently listed as in fair condition at Mercy and Methodist Medical Centers. For more information about this incident, be sure to visit our website at www.klty.com.
With the recent outbreak of house fires, we take you to reporter Stephanie Seek with tips to keep you safe.
Thanks, Sarah. The Iowa Fire Department stressed the following tips to keep you safe. Keep cloth and paper away from all appliances and electrical outlets. Do not smoke in bed or near heating devices. Be aware that candles are the leading cause of many house fires. Use only approved smoke detectors and fire extinguishers and test them monthly. Do not use space heaters as long-term heating devices, and use only Underwriters Laboratory UL-approved heaters. In case a fire should break out, prepare an escape plan for you and your family and test it monthly. Use only UL-approved electrical blankets and check for frayed cords. In addition to 911, have other on-hand local emergency numbers for your area. In case a fire does happen, get out of the house immediately and stay out. Call 911 and don't go back in for anything. Back to you, Anthony and Sarah.
I'll be sure to follow those tips to make sure I keep my own family safe.
As will I. Health reporter Desi Baker has an update on what the state is doing to keep your family healthy as well.
Thanks, Anthony and Sarah. The state of Iowa is considering a bill that will be banning junk food from schools. 63% of adults in the state are overweight, and the state is hoping that this new rule will prevent future generations from having the same problem. Experts say that schools and parents are the only ones responsible for emphasizing the importance of nutrition to their students. Critics say that getting rid of vending machines may only raise the price of school lunches. Students are saying that it emphasizes their lack of choice. In the end, getting rid of vending machines and junk food may only cause more conflict. I'm Desi Baker with KLTY News.
Thanks, Desi.
Let's go to Stephen and Taylor for tonight's weather forecast.
Thanks, Anthony and Sarah. Taking a look at our national picture, it looks like spring has finally come to the U.S. Seattle is currently at 38 degrees and getting warmer, while San Francisco is at 53 and enjoying those beautiful coastal breezes. Down south, Atlanta is currently at 51 degrees, and Chicago has finally gotten out of those freezing temperatures, currently at 40 degrees. Boston hasn't quite caught up with the rest of the nation at 28, but they look to get out of the freezing temperatures and somewhere in the 40s by the end of the week. Taking a look at our current conditions, currently in the metro, it's cloudy out, but it doesn't look like we should be receiving any overnight precipitation. It's currently 45 degrees, but the winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour make it feel more like 35. The dew point is currently at 31 degrees, and the barometric pressure is at 31.21 inches and falling. Now let's see what Iowa and the future has in store for us weather-wise.
Thank you, Stephen. Tomorrow's forecaster at Iowa seems to be warming up as spring is coming closer. The western area of Iowa will be supporting the sunny side of spring, leaving Council Bluffs at 40 degrees. The sunshine will then carry over to the northern part of Iowa, but will leave Waterloo at a cooler temperature of 36 degrees. The eastern part of the state will have an expectance of clouds and some spring showers, which will leave Davenport at 44 degrees. The central and southern areas of Iowa will remain at constant temperatures in the mid-40s, which will leave Des Moines at 45 degrees and Ottumwa at 44 degrees. And now we'll take a look at the 5-day forecast. The forecast is looking like a mixture of different conditions in the upcoming days. The rest of the night will be looking clear with a low in the high 30s. Wednesday will have the high of 41 degrees with wind, slightly cooler temperatures, and an isolated rain shower that may change into a snow shower. The rest of the week will be mostly sunny, but towards the weekend there will be an expectance of snow, so be prepared for anything. Back to you, Anthony and Sarah.
The Oscar nominations have just been announced.
We'll be right back after this break with details.